Behind those friendly graphics and cute emojis are dark, tragic, and heartbreaking stories that only select few remembers. I am but a traveling minstrel that survived the test of time, and my mission? To celebrate the heroics and feats of the unsung heroes, to curse the lies and deception of the beings pulling the strings, to delve to the history and lore of Rune Midgard. Many of Rune Midgard's greatest stories happened centuries ago, way before we stepped foot in the land of Ragnarok. Few, however, has just recently occurred. Stories that I am proud but sad to witness. Stories that someday will become tales of legends. There is a commotion currently at the palace. A shocking news indeed. The king, Tristan III of Gaybogs, is missing? Captain Herman, leader of the Prantara Knights, has been tasked to lead the investigation of this nationwide disaster. He thinks that the state of Arunaflits is involved in the current matter. But since the current diplomatic relationship between the kingdom and the state is close to hostile, a direct investigation could potentially lead to an all-out war. It was then decided that a preliminary investigation shall be done in the Schwarzwald Republic, and an elite team was formed. Seyren Windsor, 22, Lord Knight, a young, rising star of the Frontiera Chivalry, firstborn of the Guard Commander Sir Windsor. Margareta Solen, 22, High Priest, Seyren's lover, and the one who rediscovered the ancient skill of redemption. Katheryn Windsor, 20, High Wizard, sister of Seyren Windsor, a genius magician which received the Magus Guild's highest honor, the title of Katheryn. Eremes Guile, 27, Assassin of the Cross, an abandoned orphan in the gates of Morok, which grows as one of the best assassins with a mark of guillotine. He is currently employed by the Magus Guild to help protect Katheryn Cairon. Howard Alt Eisine, 20, White Smith, brother of the legendary blacksmith Ingel Howard. He is currently having a one-sided love with Cecil, and follows her around, hoping that someday she too will like him. And lastly, Cecil Damon, 27, Sniper, the sister of one of Hunters Association leading figure, Seyren Damon. Cecil has a monikered title as the Ice Witch due to her cold disposition with most people in the association. Unbeknownst to many, she actually loves embroidery, hoping that someday her embroidered work can help her become more feminine. The said party has embarked to Schwarzwald Republic with a goal to find a trace of the missing king. It should have been a simple reconnaissance, but the thread of fate has not been in their favor. Lighthalzen, a prosperous city-state grown from the success of its scientists. In here, the Reckenberg Corporation has the largest influence, and in the center of the city stood its grand building, a testimony of the greatness of the corporation. Beneath the building, however, is a laboratory with questionable experiments, a laboratory to experiment human cloning. The people here refuse to let God have the exclusive rights to the creation of men. They believed that they themselves are capable of doing what God can do. Wolfchiv, one of the leading scientists, is currently in an experiment to utilize the imitation of the heart of Ymir He is trying to use the heart of Ymir as replacement of the human heart, hoping to attain greater power that no normal humans can acquire. However, this mad experiment has all been but a failure, leaving hundreds of people dead on its wake, until one day, one of the best swordsmen in the continent, Cenia Egninem, was captured and has been experimented. It was then that the first successful experiment was recorded, and Cenia became the first to have the heart of Ymir that is living, barely. It is concluded that in order to have the experiment succeed, the receiver of the heart must possess a certain strength. With this, Wolfschiv has set his fangs on his next prey. After arriving in Lighthalzen, our hero's party has split into two to gather information. The first team is composed of Seyren, Eremes, and Katheryn. The second team is with Soren, Howard, and Cecil. While Seyren's team was discussing on their plans inside a cafe, a Regenschirm official has invited them to see the president. Seeing that the ID shown by the person is valid, they oblige to the request. They are escorted in the Regenschirm building and has been requested to stay in the waiting room. While inside, however, a sleeping powder was dispersed, resulting to Seyren and Katheryn falling asleep. Eremes, being an assassin, was able to barely withstand the poison and has escaped the room with Katheryn in tow. Seyren was then taken to the experiment room, and the surgery was performed to replace his heart with the heart of Ymir. But like the previous test subject, Seyren, the Lord Knight, has fallen. While inside the morgue, Seyren's strong desire to protect his team has resonated to the heart of Ymir inside his body. The heart has created a replica of him, one which wandered the laboratory. Seyren then saw Soren inside an experiment tank. He quickly tried to help her and dispatch the scientist inside the room, but in the end, his lover also died due to the experiment. He carried the body of the high priest and put it beside his real body in the morgue room, and then his incarnation has disappeared. But right then thereafter, the heart of Ymir once more created another clone, but this time, there was no memories of him helping Margarita. Meanwhile, Eremes and Katheryn had fought their way against the guards of the Institute, but with countless of armies both pursuing and blocking their way, Katheryn was captured and has been experimented. Eremes tried to help Katheryn once more, but Cenia appeared and knocked him unconscious. The new clone of Seyren has once again wandered the Institute and finally met Eremes. The two has then proceeded to help Katheryn, but has once been more late. Katheryn, the High Wizard, was the third to fall. Seyren promised to avenge his sister and set off to find the person behind these horrendous experiments. Eremes, on the other hand, filled with great regret for not being able to protect Katheryn, the heart of Ymir inside his body has started to go wild, and Eremes started to bleed all over his body. At that time, Margareta has appeared and led Eremes to the morgue, wherein they placed Katheryn's body in a bed. Shortly thereafter, Eremes has collapsed and became the fifth victim of the experiment. In another part of the lab, Cecil has regained her consciousness while inside the tank and was able to escape. She sneaked through the vents and was able to find her way to Wolfschiv's office, where she found the notes and reports of the ongoing experiment. There she got the understanding on the heart of Ymir that was placed to their bodies. While wandering in the lab, slaying everyone he saw, Seyren found another tank. Inside is shockingly Howard Alteisen. He learned that Howard's party was also tricked by the Regenschirm, captured, and experimented. Both have decided to try to help Cecil, but when they arrived, her tank was already empty. They again set off in order to find her, but instead met with Cenia. The strength of the famed swordsman is not to be trifled with, and the combination of Seyren and Howard was helplessly beaten to a pulp. Cecil saw the incident through the CCTV in Wolf Chief's room, and then went out to help Seyren and Howard, who are being pursued by Cenia. With her help, the three has successfully escaped from the swordsman. Cecil then revealed what she found out to Seyren and Howard about the capability of the Heart of Ymir and the dark experiments of the Regenschirm. She gave the papers to Seyren, hoping to have it reported to the kingdom. The three then set off to confront Wolf Chief and end everything, but they need to surpass a great wall first, a wall named Cenia Egninem. A great battle ensues between Seyren, Howard, and Cecil against the lone Cenia. However, it is not enough, and Cenia was able to overpower the three. That is until Margareta, Eremes, and Katheryn has appeared and turned the tides of the battle. 6 versus 1. Even the best swordsman in the continent was not able to resist the power of a full party of veterans. Cenia still stood his ground though, unyielding even in the face of defeat. But during one of the exchanges, Seyren saw through the mind of Cenia. He saw through what's little left of her consciousness. Seyren tried his best to call to this consciousness of Cenia, and was able to succeed. She let Seyren deal the final blow, while her sword pierced through the safety glass and stabbed Wolf Chief. Then the scientist escaped using the butterfly wing, and immediately requested assistance to heal his wound. Cenia's body then started to disintegrate, while showing a smile in her face. As Seyren was about to celebrate their victory, he saw Soren's body also dissipating. Cecil then further divulged the secret of the Heart of Ymir, saying that Soren, Eremes, Katheryn, and Seyren himself were only incarnation of the resurrection power of the heart, and with each resurrection, pieces of memories will also be lost on the new body. Everyone present sees their urgency to report these findings back to the kingdom, and help Seyren escape the laboratory. During this time, Cecil and Howard's body has started to break, but before their death, reminded Seyren not to look back, and hurried to send a report to Prantera. Once outside the lab, Seyren put all the documents inside his Peko-Peko's bag. Against an army, he successfully fought his way out of the town, but resulted to him being greatly injured. Before his body fully disappeared, he sent one last order to his loyal Peko-Peko. "Go and hurry back to Prantera, my old friend, and find my dad." And with this, Seyren has disappeared, and the Peko-Peko has set his way off back home. But with the power of the Heart of Ymir, the party of Seyren has been resurrected, time and time again. However, they are no longer the group we once knew. Without the memories of the past, they are but a husk of their former selves, forever to wander the Regenschirm Laboratory. Many will die in their hands, and they too will be killed and resurrected repeatedly. Will they ever escape from this cursed fate?